Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome. Today was such a beautiful day. All right, we are meeting on 21st November 2024, Thursday, to continue our discussion on the summary of Bhagavad Gita. So I believe that for the past 3 days, it is such a, I had a very good journey with all of you. And so many, some of you have already, sent me messages personally saying that just within these 3 chapters alone, there's a lot of transformation, a lot of good things start to happen, especially the realization. Okay, so I'm so grateful to every one of you, and also to all those who are coming here. So please don't miss any class, because as you know, day by day the class, the nectarian, it becomes more and more tasty, and it becomes more and more sweet. Okay, so today we're going to discuss on chapter 4. Okay, before that, let's do our invocation prayer. We do our invocation prayer to invoke auspiciousness and to show our gratitude to all our spiritual preceptors, spiritual master, with their blessings, and also to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who have taken incarnation as Radha Krishna for Kali Yuga. Okay, in Kali Yuga he came and he established how we can go back home, back to Godhead in a very simplified way. Okay, and also to Sri Radha Krishna, Radha Madhava, and all that acharyas. Okay, so let's do this. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagar Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradaine Gaurakada Damadaya Nagaragrama Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasa Chadisatarine Namo Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namustute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruda Pasidanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraaya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestam Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhevacha Patitanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratise Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Suratau Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Mat Sarvasva Padam Boja Radha Madana Mohanao Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimat Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimat Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prishtali Viseve Manosmarami Sriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsivata Tatastita Karshan Venur Svanir Gopir Gopinata Yastri Estuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustuti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nastapresu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our continuous discussion. So, just a quick recap. So, we have passed through 3 days. So, first, chapter 1, just to recap, we studied about this observing the armies of Hare Krishna, Sumitra Mataji. So, first, we are talking about observing the armies of on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, whereby Arjuna Arjuna told Krishna, take the chariot and go and put it in the middle. I would like to see who is there to fight with me, with whom I should fight. So when he went there, Krishna tactfully took that chariot when parked right in front of Dronacharya and Bhishma Deva. Dronacharya is the teacher who taught him the art of fighting war, and Bhishma Dev is the grandfather. If at all, if Krishna went and parked when he take the chariot and put right in front of Duryodhana and Karna, maybe he might have got so angry and there's no Bhagavad Gita spoken. You should have immediately start fighting. But he went and put in front of these two great personality. And after that, Arjuna became overwhelmed. And after that, in chapter 2, Arjuna says, I'm not going to fight. He start to show some symptoms. How? Skin burning, the things twitching, right? All the things, like twitching. The eyes sometimes twitch. Like that, all that muscles all start twitching. The limbs are twitching. Then after that, his mouth is drying up. He's losing his composure. Mind is reeling, reeling. And he feel like he doesn't know what to do. He just dropped and he just put his Gandiva bow away and he start lamenting. That's it. I'm not going to fight. Right? Then after that, he says, after that, Krishna start to say, how this impurity came upon you. Okay, that's in, in chapter 3. He said, chapter 2, he said, how this impurity came upon you. This is not the first time you're fighting. You're a veteran fighter, right? Okay. And how these things come upon you. Like always, there is always a big question. Like they say, why do they need to fight against their own family members? All right. See, when we talk about, because they said, okay, why they have to fight? I mean, the brother Chittapa, this Peripa, brothers. Why do we need to fight? Why Arjuna need to fight? That was his lamentation. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight. But now, as a Kshatriya, so that's what Krishna teaching you in Bhagavad Gita. Above all, that means duty comes first. Okay. Say, like, for instance, if you're a police officer, you go and ambush a place where drugs is distributed, drug this thing. Suddenly you go there, suddenly you see your brother, your sister, whoever it is, are the drug mule. Okay, the drug pusher. Suddenly you go there, you see them. Can you just forgive them? Say, never mind, I just forgive you. Just next time, don't do it. No, you can't do that. You have to perform your duty. You have to arrest them and bring them to the court of law. Okay, when the thing comes to the court of law, imagine the judge is there sitting there. Suddenly you see that convict is his own son, own brother, sister, or whatever it is. The judge cannot say, oh, can you please excuse this criminal? He's my family member. He can't do that. So she has to still sentence him to death for carrying so much of drugs. So the duty has to be performed. So that is what Krishna is saying here. Doesn't matter. So once the war is declared, why the war is declared? What is the reason for the war? To claim his rights. Because as a Kshatriya, that's your right. Okay, that's your right. And the best way to usurp a kingdom, a government, is by war. Okay, by war. So that means he said now, okay, like now the modernized situation is, it's more pathetic. Now we have election system. All right. So election system, when the politicians are going around campaigning, it's just like war cry. Okay. And the people here will decide which government. Okay, we want this or we want that. So similarly, the situation was created like that. Okay, where all the family members and everything. Okay, now the wondering is why everyone looks like a family. Because in those days, the world is ruled by one king. There's no such thing like now, king of Malaysia, king of Thailand, king of Burma, Myanmar, all right, Norodom, Sihanouk, and all these. There's all different countries got different king. No, formerly it was all under one rule. Okay, all under one rule. That's why this whole earth is called Bharat. Now the Bharat is only India. India is called as Bharat. The thing shrinked. As Kali Yuga go, the whole Bharat, the whole world start to shrink and settle in India. And that also break away, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Okay, that also broke away. And soon you see in Myanmar, all this, and soon you see that what they call the India, and it's going to start to disintegrate all one by one. Disintegrate, and it's going to break down, because that's when the Vedic civilization will start to break. Okay, it's mentioned in that Bhagavatam and all these things. All right, the earth was cursed. Say that your land will be divided and everything will be ruled by many kings. Okay, that's in Kali Yuga. All the symptoms of Kali Yuga is mentioned in Bhagavatam. So anyway, so all those people who are under one kingdom, the empire, the dynasty of Kurukshetra, the Kuru dynasty. So in that Kuru dynasty, then all the people around, all the people who rule all the other countries are the sub-kings. That's why in our culture, especially, we have different example. Like for instance, in English, we call king or emperor. So what is king? The king that rules one country. Emperor means the one who rules many kings. Okay, say a king, an emperor, under him there is many king under him. All right, you all understand? So like for instance, why the German in Japan the king is called emperor? Why they call him emperor? Because the Japan was disintegrated into many small sub kings, this thing. All right, but when a person becomes emperor, he rules over, like just like in Malaysia, Agung. Agung means what? Agung means the one who rules all the other sultans. Even all the states got sultan, but there's one Agung who rules everything. So like that. So in Tamil or in our culture, what we call first, we call Raja. Okay, Rajati Raja, Raja Martanda, Raja Gambira, right? Raja means the one who rules one area. All right. Then second, we call Maharaja. Maharaja means the one who are very powerful, who have many kingdom under his control. All right, they used to they used to send like gift every year. He used to receive gift. But emperor means what? Chakravarti. Chakravarti means what? The one who conquers many places. There's so many area, the big area. That means he's under his control. Chakravarti. So like that. So this is all the family members are ruling all the place. So when the war comes, all of them got together. They have no choice. They have to fight. Okay. So that's the thing. And when Arjuna saw that he need to fight against his own kinsmen, his own family members, his own uncles, brothers, cousins, and everything, he have no choice. But Arjuna never fought with any of his Peripa or Chittappa, because his Peripa is blind. Dhritarashtra is blind. And his Chittappa Vidura is not qualified to become a king. So he's out of the topic. So when during the war happened, Vidura was so upset, was telling, why my brother's children are fighting like this? Why can't he unite? So he got very upset. He go on pilgrimage. He is not there in the war. Second is Balaram, Krishna's brother Balaram. He also said, why this? He also left. He also doesn't want to see the war. Both of them left. So Krishna was there, and the Dhritarashtra was in the kingdom, blind man. Pandu, the sons of the father of Arjuna, already died. All right. So they fought among the cousins. All right. So that's what it's called, the world's biggest civil war. Okay. At that time, Arjuna refused to fight, and Arjuna became so overwhelmed, and he said, that's it, I'm not going to fight. Then after that, Arjuna says, but anyway, I surrender unto you, Krishna. You show me what? Because accepting Guru is very, very important. Okay. He said, I can't go on doing this. You tell me which is best for me, which is decisively inform me. Make a decision and just tell me, give me instruction. Don't give me suggestion. Don't give me recommendation. Give me instruction. Then after that, Krishna started to speak. That says that soul is so small, can't be seen. What is the size of the soul? You take the tip of your hair and divide it into 10,000 pieces. That is the size of the soul. So the soul is invisible. You can't see it with your eyes. right? You can't see under the microscope. Okay, it is invisible. It's all pervading. It exists everywhere. Okay, and the soul and what they call it cannot be destroyed. It cannot be this thing, right? Even there's the bacteria, the viruses is also still living entity under the 8.4 million species of life. Even the bacteria, all these small tiny things, everything is living entity. That means there's a soul inside there. When that's why I said the soul is immutable. We studied that in chapter 2 Bhagavad Gita. I hope you all have gone through that book, chapter 2. Okay, yes, Prabhu, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, you want to say something? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu.
You always talk about the size of the Atma, but
Mm.
nowhere is the size of the super soul talked about. No? So that's supposed to be staying inside the Atma. No?
It is mentioned, Prabhu. It's mentioned that Krishna is the smallest of the smallest, biggest of the biggest.
Okay.
Where did he say that? I think it's in one of the purport in Bhagavad Gita. Let me.
Yoga. Prabhu.
What Krishna says, I am the smallest of the all small.
Yeah.
I am the biggest of all big, right?
Yeah. Yoga Siddhis, Prabhu.
Yes. So it's even smaller than the soul. He can even bigger than the this. So which size you are referring to now?
Yeah. Sorry, Prabhu.
We have only one size, tiny.
Yeah.
But Krishna is smallest of the smallest, is biggest of the biggest.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So then what happened? So at that situation, so he studied about soul. So Krishna is saying that you're not actually going to kill them, right? You can't kill them because they are Atma. You only kill the body. They existed before and they go on existing in the future. But you have to perform your duty for the sake of doing their job, right? Because then after that we came to chapter 3. In chapter 3, Karma Yoga. So what Arjuna is saying now, look here, Krishna, you are confusing me. Which is better, to use intelligence or to work without expecting result? Which is better? Now you're telling renunciation is good, and you're telling doing a job is also good. So which is which now? Can you make a decision and tell me? So something like that, right? So Krishna says, well, both this is easy, but Buddhi Yoga is very important. Buddhi. And work in renunciation. So in chapter 3, we studied about Karma Yoga, whereby we don't expect any result. We simply perform our duty. We have to do our job and don't expect any result, because expecting result will bind you. At the same time, you also have to perform your duty of sacrifice. And what is a sacrifice? Whatever things that you earn, whatever things that you have gained, you have to offer it. You have to use it for the betterment for everyone. Okay. So the example, they say that whatever things that we have, we do fire sacrifice, we do yagya to please the devas. So when the devas are pleased, they supply you enough rain, enough grains, in everything. So human and the devas live in harmony. Okay. But now in Kali Yuga, so that, okay, now we don't go to that topic yet. So then after that, Krishna says, but whatever it is, just offer it to the Lord. Just do your job. Just offer to the Lord whatever. Don't take any ownership. Don't take any profit. Don't have that thing. And don't ever think that you are the doer. I am the doer. So what is my profit? All that, just don't think about it. Just do your job. Just perform your duty. And the result, sacrifice to Vishnu. Because sacrificing to Vishnu is very important. Right? So like that. Then after that, the chapter ended. Krishna says that even a person who can remain in this consciousness at the time of death, he definitely will be liberated. All right. So now today we're going to go to chapter 4. Chapter 4 is another beautiful chapter. I mean, every chapter in Bhagavad Gita is beautiful, right? But chapter 4 is starting of beauty. First, Krishna is starting slow because he's advising people, right? When you go and advise the people who are very depressed, you cannot straight away give them a high-flying philosophy, but you have to go slow, right? A person who want to commit suicide, so depressed, he said, never mind, actually, you are very authentic. Slowly. Once the things start changing, then you go hammer them, right? You shouldn't do that. No, that's when you hammer them. You cannot straight away hammer them in the front. So like that, Krishna is starting slowly, Karma Yoga. So in chapter 4, transcendental knowledge, we're going to study the spiritual knowledge of the soul, okay, of God, and their relationship, okay, and both purifying and liberating. Such knowledge is the fruit of selfless devotional action or karma yoga. The Lord explained the remote history of the Gita, the purpose and significance of his periodic descent to the material world. Why he comes down? Why every periodic situation he comes down? What is the reason? And what they call, and the necessity of approaching a guru, a realized teacher. So all these topics we're going to discuss today. Okay. All right. So ISKCON Ipoh Bhakti Yoga Center, in collaboration with ISKCON Malaysia, proudly presents Gita Gyan, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. Let's take darshan from Sri Sri Jagannath Baladi Subhadra. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patakami Pavatumi. So today we dedicate our program to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. All right, without his sacrifice, it's not possible for us to be here. He left America, he left India to America at the age of 69. And he came from a very orthodox family, very orthodox. When he went to America, he got a shock to see the people have, so the country is so advanced, but people are living like an animal. Okay, the hippies and everything. So he was so confident that he can turn hippie into happies, and eventually, what they call, he made all the hippies to become a devotee, and they become a first-class human being. You know, okay. Of course, we're going to speak about it as we go on. So today we dedicate our program to His Divine Grace. And also this program is inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Governing Body Commission, and also Spiritual Master. And I dedicate this program to my beloved God brother, all right, His Grace, late Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bangalore Sheshadipuram, creator and brainchild of the essence of Gita Gyan program worldwide. So Anadi Jagannath Prabhu left his body due to an accident, okay, in Bangalore. He went and what they call, gave prasadam to a devotee who admitted in the hospital. So on the way back, suddenly something came and banged him. It was a heavy rain, and he died at the scene. So when you look at his name, Anadi Jagannath. So Anadi means eternal. Eternal. Jagannath means the Lord Jagannath, just now the Jagannath, the deity we saw. So I was thinking, Guru Maharaj gave him a name Anadi Jagannath. And yet he left his body at a very young age. All right, just a few years ago. I think he's still, he's younger than me actually. So he perished in an accident. And I was thinking, why? I don't understand. But later I realized, all right, Anadi Jagannath Prabhu lives in this Gita Gyan program. All this Gita Gyan program, the thousands of people are getting transformed worldwide. It's all because of his mercy. He created this program so that it make a very scientific way of approaching and to outreach program, okay. And because of his dedication, he used to meet us at 7 a.m. in the morning to train us up in year 2021. He wakes up 7 o'clock. That means 7 o'clock in Malaysia means it's around 4:30 in India. He wakes up that early, sits with us and just tell us now how you should go about this slide. What are the topics that you should touch? What are the things that you should talk? He trained us every day without fail. All right. Imagine such a dedicated devotee. All right. But anyway, Krishna wants him better. He wants him to be with him. So we dedicate our program to his Anadi Jagannath Prabhu's lotus feet. All right, let's look about today's understanding of Gita. This is after hearing Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All right, Arjuna accepted Krishna as Param Brahma. Okay, so Arjuna accepted him as Parabrahma, means the Supreme Brahman. Every living being is Brahman. So we are all called Brahman. Okay, and the Supreme living being or the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called Supreme Brahman. All right, so Parabrahman means that he is the supreme rest or abode of everything. Okay, Pavitram means that he is very pure, untainted by material contamination. Purusham means that he is the supreme enjoyer. That's why in our culture we call our husband Purusha, right? Purusan, Purusha. What is Purusha means? Enjoyer. Okay, the one enjoys all the service. All right, so supreme enjoyer. But Krishna is known as Purusham, Adi Purusha, the supreme enjoyer. Shashvatam, he is original, Divyam, transcendental, Adi Devam, the supreme personality of Godhead, Ajam, the unborn, and Vibhum, the greatest. Okay, with that reflection, let's look at today's Gita Mahatmya. So what is the advantage of studying Bhagavad Gita by Adi Shankara, Jagat Guru Adi Shankara? Gitasu Gita Kartavya Kim Anyai Shastra Vistarai Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmat Vinishrita. What Krishna Adi Shankara says, because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. Okay, because this Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna himself, we do not actually need to read any other Vedic literature. When you talk about Vedic literature, there are so many varieties. We discuss the next slide. What are the varieties of?
Buffering.
Yeah, Dineshwari?
Your line is buffering.
Oh, line breaking.
Yes.
How about everyone? For everyone, line breaking?
No problem.
No, Prabhu. Line is clear.
Oh, okay. Let me check. Oh, this is at 2.4G. Okay, just give me a second. Oh, no, it's 5G word. Okay, all right. So we do not need to read because, okay, later I'll explain to you about what are the type of Vedas, all right? So that means we do not need to read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly, not once a week, once a month. You say every Friday only I read Bhagavad Gita. That's one person says, I read Bhagavad Gita only every Friday. I was thinking in my heart, at least that you're doing that. I know people who don't even read Bhagavad Gita. They read once in a week, once in a month. So you must read attentively and regularly here and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, that means the present age means Kali Yuga. Now, people are so absorbed in mundane activities. I mean, we are wasting our time with so much of mundane, useless activities that is not possible for them to read all Vedic literature. Okay. Now, it's becoming even more worse with AI technology, artificial intelligence. Right? Things are becoming more and more interesting. The phones, the gadgets are becoming more interesting. You know, in the bus, like last time I used to remember I was going to school time, the bus used to be very noisy. There'll be aunties who'll be speaking, they'll be they'll be like, very loudly. And there'll be like laughter, smile, and everything. So that day, what I did, I just thought of not taken a town bus for so long. So I just tried taking a town bus. Let's see how it feels taking a town bus after so many years. And I got in, it was pin drop silent. The driver put on his music and it's pin drop silent. It's full. The bus was full because everybody was in this gadget. Already people have no intelligence. The intelligence is getting dwindling, but now they have started to adopt to this artificial intelligence. All right. So so that means with all this kind of attraction and all these things, people are so absorbed in so many activities. They're living in the world of illusion. All right. Like illusion. So for them to read all the Vedas is not possible. Okay. So it's not possible for them to read all the Vedic literature. Okay. But this is not necessary. This one book, that means this one Bhagavad Gita will suffice. It's enough. It's enough for everything because it is the essence of the Vedic literature. So what does it mean? So that means when you took all the Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva, and all the expansion, all the Vedas that you have in this, that's been created, right? The essence, what is that essence? That means you dilute it. That means you boil it and boil it and boil it. And the water you boil until you get that essence. So that is that essence. So the essence of Bhagavad Gita, the essence of Vedic literature, what you're supposed to know in the entire Vedas is given in Bhagavad Gita. So thus, this one Bhagavad Gita is enough. All right. Okay. Then, okay. The essence of the Vedic literature, and especially because it's spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now let's look at type of Vedas that we have. Initially, the Vedas is one. The Veda, okay, what is Veda means first of all? Veda means knowledge. Okay, Veda means knowledge. So, the in previous Yuga, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. That means there's a 4 season, 4 millenniums. First is Satya Yuga. Second is Treta Yuga. Third is Dwapara Yuga. And now today we are in Kali Yuga now. So the previously Treta, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, in 3 Yuga, the people's intelligence is very powerful. They are so powerful, so sharp. They do not need to do revision, right? They do not need to do revision. They just go on when they go to the Gurukul, when the teacher speaks, they just absorb. They just need to chant the mantra the once, pop, they enter into the brain. They are that sharp. But as Kali Yuga comes in, people in Kali Yuga, they are very disturbed. We are disturbed in so many ways, right? We are okay. Now the new addition is the gadget, all the gadgets and all these things. So we are disturbed in so many ways. First of all, we are disturbed by the nature. We have a very weak body. Our human body becoming more and more weaker. Okay. I remember when I was young, I remember one of my friend's grandma passed away when a mango dropped on her head. Can you imagine? She was sweeping under a mango tree, and from the top, the mango dropped. And I don't know how the thing hit his head, the middle of what? She died on the spot. A mango can kill a person. That means the body is becoming more and more weaker. Okay, when we are talking about advancement in science, technology, and medicine, but it still cannot save people from not having a healthy body. Okay, so things are people are becoming more and more weaker. The mind, the intelligence is getting weaker. The people are becoming they are forgetting things very easily. Memory loss has become quite a common things already now. Okay, more and more people are very highly disturbed. My wife is working in Tanjaramatan Hospital. She's a psychiatric pharmacist, chief psychiatric pharmacist, and now she see that so many more and more patients. It's becoming more and more busier until she need to set up psychiatric setting in every hospital in Malaysia, because they don't want all the patients to come to Tanjaramatan unless they are becoming very chronic. But other than that, they are distinct. So people are becoming more and more mad, crazy, all these things happening. So how? So Vyasadeva, so Srila Vyasadeva, he understood in Kali Yuga, people cannot do this. They cannot remember this. So what he did, he document the Vedas. All right, he document the Vedas. So he compile it so that people can refer whenever they forget. So they document the Vedas. After they document the Vedas become so huge. Huge. Then he thought, oh, this is so big. Okay. It's not easy for a person to carry big things. So what happened? He divide the Vedas into 4. All right. He divide the Vedas into 4. First, he divide into Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda. So after he divide into 4, he gave to his 4 principal disciples. He gave Rig Veda to Paila Maharishi. He gave Yajur Veda to Vaisayam Payana. He gave to Sama Veda to Jaimini Rishi. And Atharva Veda, he gave it to Sumanta Muni. Okay. He gave the 4 Vedas to 4 disciples. So what the 4 disciples did? To make it even more simplified, right? To dilute it. That means you don't carry the whole thing. That means to dilute it. That means they start to create like small addition. So what happened? Paila Rishi divided Rig Veda into 21 division. Okay. Each division of the Vedas has 4 things called Sanghita, Brahmanas, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. In every Veda, there's 4 divisions. Sanghita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. So Brahmana, Aranyaka, all rituals. Sanghita is knowledge, Upanishad is description. So instruction, sorry. So that means it's divided. So the Rig Veda, he divided into 21 Sanghita, 21 Brahmana, 21 Aranyaka, and 21 Upanishad. Are you all following me on this? The Yajur Veda is big. So Yajur Veda, what happened? Vaisampayana divided the Vedas into 100 Sanghita, 100 Brahmana, 100 Aranyaka, 100 Upanishad. Okay. Then the Sama Veda, Jaimini Rishi divided into 1000 divisions. 1000 Sanghita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad. And Atharva Veda, Sumantu Muni, Angira Muni divided into 9. There's 9 Sanghita like this. So when you look at this, when you total up all these things, you see there are 1130 Sanghita. Okay. 1130 Brahmanas, 1130 Aranyakas, and 1103 Upanishad. Like Bhagavad Gita is also known as Gita Upanishad. All right. So there are a total of 4,520 division. Okay. So when you look at Brahmanas and Aranyakas, that in these two places that you learn about ritual, the ritual of marriage, ritual of this ritual. So imagine they got so much of rituals. All right. In Kali Yuga, it's not possible. He divided into that. He took away essence. He break up everything and keep it in that way. Which one confused Tineshwari?
Regarding the 21 Samhitas and Brahmanas, the calculation about the 100 and 1,000 or something like that, what is it about? Is it who people? Is
Is it what?
it people about the people or about the Vedic?
No, books. Vedam.
Combination of a 21 book, is it?
No. See, the Rig Veda is one book. Yajur Veda is one book. Sama Veda is one book. Atharva Veda is one book. Okay. So in Rig Veda, they divide into 21 division. They want to make it into 21 small books. You got it? Because the Rig Veda is big.
Oh, okay.
So in one Veda's got four topics. One is Sangita. Second topic is Brahmana. Third topic is Aranyaka. Fourth topic is Upanishad. So what happened? He divide into them all into different topics. So people easy to read. You got it?
Okay.
So when all these combined, that is 1,300 Samhita, 1,130 Brahmana, so all like this. So in total, there's 4,520 division. And you know what? When Nalanda University was burnt, when the Muslim invaders came and invaded India, first thing they destroyed that university. And 70% of the Vedas disappeared. The 70% of all the things that you're seeing it here, gone. Okay? All disappeared. The one that only we have sustained now is only 30%. With that 30% is this. So the most important among these things. So that's why I said, when you look at all these things, you don't have a lifetime to study all this. Okay? Like my son, according to this astrology, he's supposed to study Rig Veda, I think. If I'm not mistaken, Rig or Sama Veda. So I'm sure either of these. And I was discussing to one of that person to send him to Gurukul to India. He said, according to his astrological chart, he should be studying this, I think Rig Veda, if I'm not mistaken. Just to study Rig Veda, you have to spend 7 years full-time studies. Can you imagine? 7 years full-time education. Okay, to complete this Rig Veda. Can you imagine Yajur Veda? Can you talk about Sama Veda, 1,000? Not possible. All right. Okay. So these are the divisions. So that's why what we have understood just now, Krishna simply summarized the entire thing and gave that essence, what you're supposed to know. Okay. Let's start our chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge. So in this chapter, what we're going to study is Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan means divine knowledge through disciplic succession. What is Divya Gyan? About Krishna, how to attain God, Varna Ashram, approaching a Guru, and glories of Divya Gyan. All right, let's look at 4.1. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Emang Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manur Ikshva Bravid. So what Krishna says here? He says the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna said, I instructed these imperishable signs. I mean the signs of Bhagavad Gita. I instructed to Surya Bhagavan, to the sun god, Vivasvan. First, I instructed this to Surya Bhagavan, Vivasvan. And Vivasvan instructed to Manu, the father of mankind. And Manu in turn instructed to Ikshvaku. So now, let's look at this. So now Krishna is start to reveal the secret. He said, first I instructed these imperishable signs. That means I taught this Bhagavad Gita, the essence of the Vedas, to sun god, Vivasvan. Vivasvan means Surya Bhagavan. So he was the first thing. And what happened? Vivasvan instructed to his disciple called Manu, or his son called Manu. So we are actually the descendant of Manu. When you look at that creation, when Brahma created the living, all kind of varieties of things, he created Manu. And through Manu, we are the descendants of Manu. That's why we are known as Manusya. We call as Manushan. All right? Or in English, we call us as man. right? Man, Manushya, Manushan, and all these things, because we are actually the descendant of Manu. Okay, so through the Manu, all things became. Okay, and okay, the Manu is the father of mankind, and Manu in return he instructed to his disciple Ikshvaku, and Ikshvaku is what they call his son Ikshvaku, and Ikshvaku is the what, the parambara, you know, that the descendant is that Surya Vamsa. Ikshvaku's in that empire, in that dynasty appeared Lord Ramachandra. Okay, so Krishna says, so this is how the thing started. Then he says, Evam parampara praptam imang raja rishiyo viduhu sakale neha mahata yoga nashta parantapa. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession. This is very important. So all that knowledge that we gain, all should be received through the chain of disciplic succession. That means guru, disciple, guru, disciple, guru, disciple. It has to come under the parambara system. All right. It is not something to be speculated. Every knowledge that we gain has to come from a parampara. It is not out of suddenly one joker appear, ping, says, oh, then he start to speak some philosophy, start to claim himself as God, start to talk this kind of nonsense. All that are considered not acceptable, not accepted in this, in the association of the intelligent people, about the association of sadhu or the intellectual one. They do not accept that, because they said every knowledge has to come down through the parampara. There are 4 paramparas. We will discuss this as we go on. So now Krishna says that evam parampara praptam. So that means all that things come from disciplic succession. Okay, disciples, paramparaya vandukitu irukano, paramparaya. Okay, then after that he says imang raja rishiyo viduhu. He said, and the saintly kings understood in that way. What does it mean by saintly king? So the kings in the previous yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, the kings are called, the kings are very saintly people, right? Not like nowadays king, right? The king can kill his own brother to enjoy his wife, like what happened to Shah Jahan, right? He killed his own wife so that he can enjoy Mumtaz, right? When the war comes, the king go and hide at the back. The soldiers will go and fight, and the kings will be hiding at the back. Okay, the king will like you see that through Brunei, he got all the full collection of all the latest vehicle and everything. All right, but the people are suffering. So that this is all Kali Yuga kings, right? They are not strong, they are not powerful. They only can show themselves as very powerful and very able, but they are not. Okay, so in Vedic time, the kings are very saintly. The kings have to go through a Gurukul education. They have to serve under a guru, and they have to study and understand the Gita and all the Vedas, because they need to rule the country according to the principle of the Shastras. They cannot rule the country as they like. Okay, like King Henry, he doesn't want to have this thing. He went and killed his own wife. You know, then after that, because Catholics don't allow what they call divorce, so he killed his first wife, killed his second wife, so that he can go on enjoying with many wives. This is how the kings, right? So, but of course, in previous yuga, the kings are easy. So what Krishna says, and that's the way the saintly king understood the Vedas in that way. That means they have to learn under guru through the parampara system. But Krishna says, in course of time, the succession was broken. All right, because in course of time, the succession, the parampara was broken, and therefore the science looks like lost. It appears to be lost. Like now, what happened? The Nalanda University, everything was, all the Shastra Vedas were burnt. Right, looks like lost. So Krishna will come back again, and of course he'll give back that again. All right. So that means it looks like lost. Then, okay, now let's look at what are the original paramparas. So we must understand, when we want to accept any knowledge from anything, we must remember that we should be in these 4 parampara. In the Veda says, this is the 4 original parampara. Other than this parampara, everything is bogus. Bogus means what? False. Right? So what are the parampara? Number 1 is Rudra Sampradaya from Lord Shiva. Rudra Sampradaya. And who is the Acharya? Vishnu Swami. Second is Kumara Sampradaya. This Kumara is son of Brahma. Not Murugan. This is Kumara means the son of Brahma. So they call Kumara Sampradaya. And who is the Acharya of the Kumara Sampradaya? Nimbarka Swami. The third is Sri Sampradaya. That you can go to South India, you can see all that temple, Tirupati and all this, they put a big tilak, huge tilak with a red mark in the middle, they are called as Sri Vaishnava, Sri Sampradaya. And who is the Acharya? Ramanuja Swami. Okay, this is quite familiar. Everyone know who is Ramanuja Swami. And number 4 is Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya means it comes from Brahma, Lord Brahma, through Madhvacharya. Can you see the photo here, Madhvacharya? All right. Madhvacharya is one of the great Acharya from Karnataka. All right. And he is a Madhvacharya. He is the disciple of Vyasadeva. Yes, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu.
It is said, Prabhu, that Nimbarka, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he was the Kashmiri Pandita, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that, Prabhu?
No, Nimbarka is even before Nimbarka Swami is he's a Kashmir Pandita. I have no idea, Prabhu. I have to check it.
Nimbarka, Lord Krishna told him, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes his appearance, you will have a Leela with him, Prabhu.
Oh, I see.
And the Leela was relevant.
Oh, he was that. I see. So he was that Kashmir Pandit.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Right. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for that info. Okay. Now, then Gaudiya, the Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya is one of the great Acharya from South India. So Madhvacharya is a big tree. One of the trees, Raghavendra Swami. I think you all know who is Raghavendra Swami, right? Okay, Rajinikanth acted in that movie Raghavendra, Sri Raghavendra. So one of that branch of that Raghavendra Parambara is Raghavendra Swami. It's Raghavendra Swami. All right. So now we are under the same Parambara. So we are from under Brahma through the Madhvacharya, not Madhava, Madhva. We must understand the spelling. Madhava is Krishna, Madhva is this Acharya. Then Gaudiya. Gaudiya means the one that sets from Bengal to Delhi, and all these places are called Gaudadesh. All right, Gaudiya Sampradaya. All right. So of course our Acharya we call as Madhvacharya. So these are the 4 original Parambara. All right. In any Shastra, in anything that we follow, we first must ask, are we referring to any authorized Sampradaya or not? All right. If other than this authorized Sampradaya, you see. Okay, example, for instance, when you want to buy everything, you must buy from a proper source, right? The person who are licensed to import certain things. We cannot go and buy this Cheta Rompa, right? That's not. We cannot buy from this. Oh, this is the same thing. You buy from there is expensive. You buy from is cheap. Of course, it's cheap means everything is cheap. So in other words, so all that original, whatever it is, it has to come through the Parambara of these 4 Parambara. And how the Parambara works? Through the initiation ceremony. It is not like, oh, I'm with Brahma Madhva Gaudiya, so I take this knowledge and I just start to propagate. No, you have to be initiated. Initiation means you have accepted a guru in that Parambara. So once I become a disciple in that Parambara, that means I am also linked into that Parambara. Okay. It is not somebody take the knowledge and just go out and propagate. It doesn't work that way. Okay. Now let's look at this Guru Parambara in this Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Who is that Guru Parambara? First, he starts from Krishna. All right. So Brahma was after he was created, he was from the okay. I just want to give a quick note. From the lotus navel of Lord Vishnu came the Brahma, the lotus flower start. Brahma was there. So Brahma was wondering, where am I? Who am I? What am I? The same thing. He was wondering, why am I here? So he was imparted the knowledge. He was initiated. That means he got that knowledge of creation, that thing, through Krishna, through the flute. They call Sabda Pramana. Through the sound, he was inspired. So Krishna's disciple was Brahma. Brahma's disciple was Narada, Narada Muni. And of course, in South India, the Tamil movies make Narada Muni as a joker. It's very offensive to think Narada Muni is a joker because Narada Muni is such a great personality. All right. So Narada's disciple is Vyasadeva, the one who compiled the Vedas. And Vyasa's disciple is Madhvacharya. Okay. And his disciple is Padmanabha. Narahari is his disciple. Like that go Jnanasin, Dayanidhi, Vidyanidhi, Rajendra, Jayadharma, Purushottama, Brahmanya Tirtha, Vyasa Tirtha. Lakshmi Padi, Madhavendra Puri, Ishvara Puri. Then come to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this parampara, that's when this parampara is called Gaudiya. Formerly is called Brahma Madhava Sampradaya. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted, it became a Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. Okay. Then his disciple, then go. Then Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON. And his disciple is my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. And also his disciple, Janananda Goswami is the guru for Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu. And we are, my humble self is initiated by Jayapataka Swami. And Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu is initiated by what they call Janananda Goswami. So like that, it comes under the parampara. It is not something that we take up and speculate. Okay. So whatever comment that we give is not through our own this thing. It comes under the teachings of parampara. Now, 4.4. After Krishna said this, Arjuna under distress. He's already depressed. Now, he's became quite shocked or quite stunned. You see, Arjuna vacha aparang bhavato janma parang janma vivasvataha katam etad vijaniyang tvam adau proktavaniti. Arjuna said, the son god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. He's very much senior to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed these signs to him? You all get the picture? Because until now, Krishna has not revealing himself as the Supreme Personality. All right. We can also see in chapter 3, Krishna says what? So you work as to be done for the sacrifice of Vishnu. You have to work to please him. So it's like referring that way. He's not saying that he's God yet. So now in 4.4, Arjuna is saying, hello, Krishna, how old are you? You're 124 during the war. But Vivaswan is millions of years before. And I'm so confused. How did you instruct him? You understand? So now let's look at this again. The sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed the signs to him? The question is, how am I to understand? See the way that Arjuna asked the question to Krishna. He didn't ask, hey Krishna, are you joking? What? He's so much older. You teach him? What did you have for breakfast? Because they're friends, they're cousins, right? They could joke. But why did Arjuna spoke very humbly? Because Arjuna is surrendered to Krishna as a disciple. So when a person surrendered to a guru as a disciple, that is how that you should talk. Even something that doesn't make sense, you should humbly ask, please tell me how to understand this. So that is what Arjuna is telling. Can you please tell me how to understand this? That you instructed this, the thing that you're going to talk to me now, to Vivaswan? Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bahuni me vyatitani Janmani tavacharjuna Tanyaham Veda Sarvani Natvam Vetta Parantapa. The personality of God, it says, many births both you and I have passed. So it says, many births you and I have passed. But I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subdue of enemy. So, what Krishna says here, that many births you and I have passed. That means, in other words, where the Bhagavad Gita is actually Arjuna is asking question on our behalf. Right? So, their conversation is an education for us. When two persons start conversing, we are learning. So, what we can learn from here? That many births you and I have passed means like that. Similarly, all of you have already passed so many births. Later, I'll explain to you how many births have you passed. So many births you have passed. Like some says, oh, this is going to be my final birth. When somebody dies, it's very common. When someone passes away, they come and say, I think she will never born again. I think he will never born again. I think he will finish the thing. And the worst thing is when they go and see some astrologer, the astrologer says this is going to be a final birth. There's no such thing. The astrologer is not Krishna to predict. Right? Of course, all these you'll understand. That's why we call this a transformation program. Transformation program means the transforming all our limited belief that we had before. the limited belief that keep us limited in life, put us in so much of anxiety, to put us in so much of stress, put us in so much of ego, right? Put us in so much of fight, quarrel, spouse, children, having a hellish life. So this is a transformation. That means you're going to transform from all these kind of things into a new leaf by self-realization. Not from my opinion, but from the opinion of Krishna. So it says many, but like that, it means we understand from here that you and I, and even Krishna, every one of us have passed through this many births. But the thing is, we can't remember them. Okay? Just imagine some traumatized experience itself, we want to forget. Right? Like they say, if something very bad happened, they just go and drink alcohol. Why? Oh, drinking alcohol make me forget. So people want to forget. And remember, imagine when you can remember your past life, your past parents, your past siblings, your past property, at least your property. Who knows, suddenly you're formerly a royal family in Buckingham Palace. No, suddenly you go to England and says, hey, this is part of this mine, give it back to me. No, it doesn't work that way, right? So that's why all these things. So Krishna says, I can remember, but you can't. So my dear mothers, Prabhus and mothers, now let's look at this. There are 8.4 million species of life. In the Vedas, it says 8.4 million. So in 8.4 million is divided into 4 different species. Number 1, the one who born through semen. All right, semen. Number 2, the one who born through egg. Number 3, the one born through waterborne. Okay, from the water, like mosquitoes, leech, and all that, right? And number 4, the one who born from. See, I'm always forgetting the number 4. Egg. Have I said egg before? Did I say about egg? First, we talk about
seeds.
Seed. Yes, born through the seed. Yeah, seed. Yeah. So we born for the 4 types of living entity born. All right. There are 2.1 million species born through semen, 2.1 million species born through seed. Where the seed. 2.1 million born through the waterborne, like mosquitoes and all these, and 2.1 million born through eggs. All right. So they are total of 8.4 million. So out of 8.4 million, now we see there are in aquatics, there are 900 types of aquatics. All right. 900 aquatics. Okay. So when you look at aquatics, anything that lives in the water, aquatic animal, there are 900,000. Okay. When you look at the trees and plants, there are 2 million varieties. When you look at insects and reptiles, there are 1.1 million species. All right. When you look at mammals, all that mammals who walk on 4 legs and everything, there are 3 million in varieties. And in the bird, there are 1 million varieties of bird. And human and humanoids, there are 400,000 varieties. All right. We see there's so much of varieties of human being and the way they look and everything. They are this. So we have passed through each and every life of this. It is not that we from human become a human. No. We have passed through. In sometimes when you go to the, there's a Siva Puranam, they used to sing Siva Puranam, right? And during the funeral, they say Kallagi, Mannagi, Puluagi, Sediagi, Kodiagi, Maramagi, Manidanagi, Murgamagi, something like that, right? What does that mean? Huh? Like for instance, we have 6 senses. So how that 6 senses work? The first sense, the one who has only 1 sense, are the one that leaves the rocks and this thing, what they call immovable. The 2 senses are the one that insects. The 3 senses are the trees and plants. The 4 senses are the birds. The bird has 4 senses. The 5 senses are the animal like dogs and this thing. And the 6 senses, we are human being. So like that, we are divided into the senses and we have passed through all these varieties of species of life. If you're going to see a pig, we have been born as a pig before. If you see a mosquito, we were mosquito before. You see a cockroach, we have gone through the cockroach life. Like that, we have passed through millions and millions and millions of births. All right, we have passed through all these things. And now we are in the form of human. Okay. Now, in 4.7, Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanang srajamyaham. So what we can see this here. So now, first we understood that Krishna says that so many births you and I pass through. I remember, but you can't remember. Then after that, Krishna says, whenever and wherever there's a decline in religious practice, okay, whenever and wherever there's a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata, and a predominant or rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So now Krishna says, when he descend himself. So whenever there's a person become irreligion, okay, when a person become irreligion and they decline in the religious practice. So as a human being, we have to be religious. That is our nature. But when a person start to forget that, and because of a lot of disturbance from these demoniac creatures and everything, Krishna will descend himself. He come down. He come down for what? To re-establish the religious practice. All right. All right. So far, any question? Okay. So shall we take a short break? Shall we take, now it's 10:05. Shall we just take a 5 minutes break? Is that okay?
Ken, before that, I want to ask you about the astrologists you mentioned just now, right?
What is it?
About the astrologists, they say that rebirth is not. Sometimes by astrology, they're saying that by Rasi, when they're saying about Rasi, they say this is the last birth for you. Correct or not?
Okay.
So according, like say, for example, it's for example, Magaram. So when the people in Magaram, it's the last birth for them, according to the astrology. So what you're trying to say is it astrology is not truth by the
Astrology is right, but the person who are seeing it, interpreting, they are wrong. Because astrological science has to be learned from Gurukul. Astrological science is a very in-depth science. It's very, very detailed science. You know, to say that a person, say like for instance, when you look at the astrological calculation, okay, like this. We have 3 types of karma, sanchari. Sanchari karma means the karma that we have accumulated for millions of births. All that good and bad things we accumulated is called sanchari karma. All right. So now we are taking a birth in this world. That means from the day that we are born until the day that we die, our script has been written. What we're going to do, how we're going to act, and everything is written. Because Krishna has given us minute independence. They call that prarabdha karma. Okay, prarabdha karma means the karma. That means the entire thing that what you're going to enjoy or suffer in this lifetime. Then third, we call kutta karma, which is going to be kutta karma means your what they call your current situation. Current situation. So now we understand this. Prarabdha karma is your astrology. Kutta karma is your palmistry. What we're going to see now is kutta karma. All right. So when you look at astrological this thing, so prarabdha karma is that given and everything. Like for instance, like some astrologer is quite common, says this is going to be a final birth. You're not going to be born again. That is not acceptable in this among that intellectual people. Because when you see a true astrologer will never use that kind of word, that is going to be a final birth. Maybe what he's trying to tell you is going to be a final human birth. Or maybe you're going to fall back into other kind of species. All right. So now, whether it's going to be final and how we understand it's final, it is revealed in Bhagavad Gita. That's why what we say, as a reference from Bhagavad Gita, you will start to understand so many things. All right. So when are the things that we should see Jadagam? According to this, when are the things that we should look at astrology? Only at 3 places. The day that we're born. What is going to be seen? Okay, Janma. At the thing Janma, we see the astrological chart. Okay, in Janma. Second is they're going to put a name and everything. Second is you have to see the astrological chart for marriage. When you're going to get married, whether you and your husband can go along or not. The compatibility. That's the second time you have to see astrology. Number 3, we see astrology to see what is going to be our career. Our what they call? Our natural tendency, our natural, what they call, what is the word? Yeah, astrophysical. What?
Is he looking
Our
for job? Yeah.
psychological, okay, what is supposed to be my job? All right, what I should do. That means I don't go into a wrong career or something like that. So these are only these three situations a person need to see. They are Jadagam. Other than that, birth, old age is already done. Okay, birth, death. We are born already. Death is going to happen anytime. All right, that's immaterial. But in between, old age and disease is guaranteed. We are going to get old. When you get old, we are definitely going to fall sick. That's guaranteed. But in between the transaction is all happening, it all depends on your kutta karma. All right, like a daily rasi palan சொல்றாங்க தெரியுமா? Daily rasi palan. இன்னைக்கு என்ன நடக்கும்? So that's called kutta karma, and there you can see in your palm. So when you start to see your palm, everything is go upside down. So how to rectify that? It's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. All right. Of course, I don't want to go to the topic because if go, it's going to be like, because it's an entire chapter for that. All right. Stay with us and don't miss that any of our class, because all these things going to be revealed to you. You're going to transform into a new person, guaranteed. All right. So now it's 10:09. Shall we just take 2 minutes break? My throat is dry. I need to get some drink. Just give me a second. Take a short break. Think about it and we get back. Hare Krishna. Okay. Let's continue.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I got one question, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, people do say, see Jadagam and then get married, right?
Okay.
There are people who fall in love and they doesn't want to see the Jadagam because they fall in love. So
Okay.
how their astrology will be?
See, those who are falling in love means there's some kind of attraction there. They call
Okay.
Manapuruttam.
Manapuruttam. Okay.
Manapuruttam. Yeah. So, but
Manapuruttam, let's say,
yeah.
let's say the couples, even though they see the Manapuruttam and everything, after got married, they are still like unsatisfied with their marriage life.
Exactly.
Yeah. What
That
type
is
of
what
karma?
actually that's a thing that we should we're going to study in Bhagavad Gita.
Oh,
Where we
okay.
went wrong, what went wrong, where we went wrong. That's why I'm telling you, Bhagavad Gita is a total lifestyle transformation program book. All right.
Yeah.
It will start to reveal so many things. Even say, like, for instance, if you have your time, even your what they call your astrology is not good, how to rectify that. Sometimes people used to tell a lot of parigaram and everything, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So when
So there'll be whenever I'm going to give some kind of this kind of what they call confidential or this kind of thing, I will basically off that recording, because I don't want it to become a issue or this thing, right? Okay, so that's why it says whenever and wherever. All right, so either Krishna will come down or his son is empowered acharyas. Okay, his empowered devotees to go and because without that empowerment, you can never convince the people. Yes or not? If you don't have that power, you cannot convince, just like what Jesus did and like what Nabi Muhammad did. It is not possible. You cannot convince the whole world to follow you if you're not empowered. Okay. Now let's look at 4.8. But now Krishna is saying, but the reason is why he's taking this kind of instruction. For what? Paritranaya sadhunam. Sadhunam is devotees. Vinashaya cha duskritam. Dharma sangstapanartaya. Sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants. So deliver the pious, okay, and to annihilate the miscreants, the crazy people, miscreant, right? As well as to re-establish the principle of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. So this is millennium after millennium means what? So here Krishna is explaining in every millennium means every yuga. In Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, like that. Once in every millennium he appears. So in Kali, the last appear in Dwapara Yuga, Krishna came himself as he himself. After that, Kali Yuga arrived. So in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to re-establish the Dharma again. And in previous Yuga, you see Hiranyakasipu. Okay, you see Narasinghadev. So Narasinghadev was actually, Narasingha means half man, half lion. People may think, why is like this? See, Hiranyakasipu is such a great demon. Asura. Hiranyakasipu, he want to go against Vishnu to kill Vishnu. Why? Because Vishnu killed his older brother, Hiranyaksha. Because he want to take revenge. So when you want to take revenge, then after that he did a very severe austerity. Severe austerity, then until the whole universe, I mean, everything starts shaking, then Brahma came and asked, stop your meditation. He said, okay. And they said, okay, you please me, tell me what you want. He said, I don't want to die. Give me Sava Varam or something. So give me eternity. I do not want to die. And Brahma says, no, I myself will die one day. How can a person who's going to die can give you the boon of not dying? So cannot. Ask me anything else. So Hiranyakasipu thought he was very clever. So you have asked for a boon. He said, I want a boon that I cannot be killed in the sky and I cannot kill on earth. Okay. I cannot be killed inside the house. I cannot kill outside the house. I cannot be killed by any kind of weapon or any kind of Brahmastra, like atomic bomb and all these things. Brahmastra means atomic this thing. I cannot be killed by any kind of weapon. Okay. And I cannot be killed by Vishnu or Devas. And I cannot be killed by any human. So he thought by asking all these questions, he thought that he cannot be killed at all. All right. The same thing what Ravana said. Ravana asked for all the boon, but he forget to ask the boon that he cannot be killed by human being because he thought human beings are so insignificant. That's why Lord Ramachandra came in the form of a human to kill him. But likewise here, what happened? And the person is not to be born. The person who's going to kill me shouldn't be born. And this. So then after he got the boon, he start to terrorize. He'd start to terrorize the entire world. Okay, until one day he wanted to kill his own child because the child went against him. So if you think your child is going against you, it is not something new. It's happened even long time ago, right? But the son is such a great devotee, Prahlad. So Prahlad says, he says in Gurukul, they teach him Om Namo Hiranyakshaya Namaha. And the son will chant Om Namo Narayanaya Namaha. And he get very angry. Hey, no, why are you calling Narayana? You should call your father. Your father is God. Then until one day, he tried to kill him in many ways. He couldn't kill him. Until then, the father get very angry. And he said, where is your God now? Where is that Narayana? Tell me, I want to kill him. Is he here? Is he there? Then he showed one pillar. Is he in the pillar? He said, yes, he's in the pillar. Then he take the club and bang the pillar. Palm. And from there, Narasimhadev appeared. So how he appeared? He came in the half man, half lion. So it's not a human. It's not an animal. All right. Then how he killed him? He took him in front of the vassal, in between the outside and inside, at the entrance. All right. And how he killed him? He put him on his lap, not on the sky, not on the ground. And what weapon he used? He used the weapon of his nail, chisel. Its nail looked like chisel. He took the nail and tied him up and killed him. All right. Then after that, just see the way that Narasimhadev hugs Prahlad. So what we understand, Krishna is there to give us all protection. And because of this, that he come, he says, I come to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants. Okay. And to re-establish the principle. I myself appear millennium after millennium. All right. So Krishna says that. All right. Then 4.9. Then after that, what Krishna says? Janma karma cha me divyam. Janma karma cha me divyam. Evang yo veti tatvataha. Tyaktva dehang punarjanma. Naiti mam eti sorjuna. So now Krishna says, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So now in 4.9, Krishna starts to reveal his secret, starting to speak about him. He says, one who knows the transcendental nature about appearance, about Krishna's appearance, how he born and every activity and what he did and everything, does not, upon leaving the body, upon dying, he does not take his birth again in this material world. Okay. But he attains my eternal abode. He comes to me. Okay. And in 4.10, Krishna also continues. Vitaraga baya kroda manmaya mam upashrita bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavam agata vitaraga. Raga, baya and kroda. Baya means fear. Kroda means uncontrolled anger. So it says, being freed from all attachment, vitaraga, fear and anger. Okay, attachment, fear and anger. And after that, man maya, man manam me, man means me, man maya, mam upashrita, being fully absorbed in me and take refuge in me. Many person in the past become purified by knowledge of me, and thus they attain transcendental love for me. Okay, so what Krishna says, being freed from attachment, fear, and anger. These attachment, fear, and anger are the biggest obstacle in any human life. All right. As I showed you yesterday, that person, right? Because he's so attached to his family members, he committed suicide. Attachment to the body. I am this, I am that. Attached. This is mine is attachment. The second is fear, bhaya, right? Fear of this, fear of that. And third is anger. All right, krodha. Krodha means uncontrolled anger. Krodham. In Tamil also we call krodham. Uncontrolled anger. So that means a person has to be freed from attachment, fear, and anger. So after you free from all these, then what is you can do? Fully absorb in me. All right. You absorb in Krishna, always thinking about him, reading about him, chanting about him. Then take refuge in me. Taking refuge means you just simply surrender and just start to believe that Krishna will take care of you everything. All right. So like this person in the past, Bahavo Jnana Tapasa, Puta Mat Bhavam Agata. The person in the past become purified by knowledge of me. So when you have a knowledge of Krishna means you are purifying yourself. You are purifying what? We will discuss as we go on. Okay, all these topic I'm telling you here. So later when I talk about that, you can recall. So you can be purified by the knowledge. Okay, then this and through that you will attain transcendental love for me. So in other words, Krishna doesn't want to put you in fear. We are all looking for love, right? Our constitutional position is to serve and love. We cannot say I don't serve anybody, and I cannot say I don't love anybody. All right? Even a person who says I don't have anyone, I hate everyone, but still he'll have a dog as a pet. He will still have a dog. He'll keep a dog or cat, and he start to love that. So to love and to serve is a natural position for a human being. So similarly, Krishna says here, he doesn't want you to be fear of him. No, this bio bhakti. Krishna doesn't want bhaya bhakti. That means to practice devotional service through fear. He wants prema bhakti. He wants you to love him and serve him. All right. So now we understand. Krishna says transcendental love for me. All right. So let's look at that what they call the yoga step. How the thing happens like this. Okay. First we start with Shraddha. Shraddha means you start to have a little faith. Okay. Is that okay? I think I should study Bhagavad Gita. I think I want to know my situation doesn't look good. Someone says, they give a testimony, says that this program really good or really good. Okay, let me go and try out what is this. So you start with Shraddha, a faith, a small little faith. So from faith, what happened? Then you start to associate with devotee. You come to sadhu sangha. Okay, so you start to associate. So you start to associate with devotee and say, hey, what is it all about? Can you teach me Bhagavad Gita? What is Bhagavad Gita is all about? Can I just, so you start to sing, right? So after you're convinced with the knowledge of this sadhu, then you come to the next level, you come to bhajana kriya. Bhajana kriya means you start to perform a little devotional service. Okay, what are the little devotions you start to do? Okay, they say you must chant Hare Krishna because chanting Hare Krishna can keep you very happy. Really, you do not need to take drugs. And you know what? People who have usually who take drugs to sleep, the sleeping tablet, I suggest them to chant Hare Krishna. A person who chant Hare Krishna, they sleep like a baby. If you don't believe, try it. All right, try and see. Okay, before you think of taking the drugs of the sleeping tablet, try chanting. People said, oh, I say, what are the big difference happened to you? All my life, I'm talking 31 years in Hare Krishna, I'm telling you. I say, when you start chanting, oh, Prabhu, I sleep so well. Huh? Really? I was thinking, why they sleep so well? It's very common. You chant Hare Krishna, you sleep like a baby. But that's when I start to realize, right? So, okay. Then he said Bhajana Kriya. So after you perform some devotional service, you start to feel more convinced. You come to the next level. You come to this Anartha Nivritti. Anartha Nivritti, decreasing of unwanted attachment. Because attachment is the cause of mother of all suffering. So Anartha Nivritti, it goes naturally. Then from there, you come to the next level, Nishta. Then you become steady. Then after that, you start to have the Ruchi. Ruchi means what? Taste. Rusi. In Tamil, we call Rusi. Rusi kandiradu. Rusi kandata. So Rusi. Then after you start to get the taste, then you come to the Ashakti. That means you become to attachment. And this attachment to Guru and Krishna. And after you perform all these, then you come to the level of Bhava. Bhava means ecstatic love. Okay, you start to feel love. Oh, you feel so happy thinking about Krishna, ecstatic love. Then at last, you come to the level of called Prema. Prema means pure love for Krishna. So this is the yoga step. These the steps of increasing your bhakti. So as we studied before in chapter 3 says that even a person who performs this a little, it's guaranteed he's safe from the greatest type of danger. That means he's not going to be born in an animal life. He's going to continue as a human being and he's going to progress. So now this process from here to the top, how many births is going to take? We don't know. From here to here. All right? You can do it within this birth, or maybe you're going to take few births, or maybe you can take another 3 or 4 births. But still, okay, you have the process already started. That's the most important thing. The process already started. Maybe now, maybe you in this birth, you start with Shraddha and Sadhu Sangha. Then that's it. You are done. You don't want. Then after you're born again, you immediately start from Bhajana Kriya. And Anartha, Nishta. Then after that, say you leave the body again, die again. Then you born again. Then immediately you start from Ruchi, taste. Immediately born, you start to have taste. And Asakti and all this. So you take this thing until you come to the Prema. Once you go to the Prema, that's when you go back home, back to Godhead. That's why Krishna says here. So how to be Prema? How to have that Prema? Okay, what is the reason for Prema? Because that's what Krishna says here, that being vehicle, and thus they will attain my transcendental love for me. You want to go back to him, being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, and get fully absorbed. Okay, many people have purified. That means that's the way you can go back home, back to him. Okay, so but what it's mentioned, you can even try it in this. But anyway, the process already started. Okay, process already started. And you have there's no loss or diminution. Okay, this is how you progress in your bhakti. Okay, 413. Chaturvarnyam maya shristam guna karma vibhagasha tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. So according to 3 modes of material nature, there's a 3 modes of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. The work associated with them, the 4 division of human society created by me. Krishna says he created the 4 society of human. That means Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Okay. Okay. And although I am the creator of the system, even though Krishna created, you should know that I am not the non-doer and being unchangeable. Even he created the system, he is not in that system. Okay. Krishna says he's the creator of this Varnashram. All right. And in 14, Krishna says, Namam karmani limpanti, name karma pale sprha, iti mam yo bijanati, karma birsa nasa badhyate. There's no work that affects me, Krishna says. Now he start to show, actually he's trying to say one by one, that no works affects me, nor do I aspire to fruit of action. Nothing affects me, nothing I desire. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reaction of work. I mean, even a person who knows the truth about him also never get entangled. Okay? Say like for instance, why we need to get to know him? So that's why Krishna says, if example, say like for instance, when you first get married, you go to your husband's house or wife's house or what, the first thing what we usually do, we like to look at their, what they call, we like to look at the old photographs, right? They'll bring the photo album. We start to open the photo album. Hey, this is how you look when you're a baby. This is how you look when you go to kindergarten. This is how we like to see. When we love someone, we like to see the person from the day that he was born as a baby photo until now. Hey, look at this when you. So that is how we create love, right? So similarly, that's why Krishna says, those who knows my activity, my pastimes from the babyhood. Like recently, we celebrated Damodara Puja, Damodara Astaka. We start to worship Krishna in the form of a baby, and all the naughty, chivalrous things he did. All right. So like that. And next month, starting, we're going to have this Gita. I mean, what they call Gita Jayanti, the day that Bhagavad Gita was spoken, and all this festival after festival. Now it's Kartayani month. That is the month of Marga. All right. Now is the month that you can see a lot of Rasa Leela dance and all these kinds. So that means when we start to understand, when we start to read all the, because when you want to love someone, you have to know him in detail. So that means if a person, right, who understand the truth about Krishna also, that means you start to understand, you will never get entangled. Okay. 24. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir, Brahmaknau Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam, Brahma karma samadhina. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Okay, Brahmarpanam. Okay, is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom. Very simple, very straightforward instruction. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna conscious, all right, is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom. Sure, Krishna says guaranteed, because his full contribution to spiritual activity, because he contribute his life and everything, he just dedicate to Krishna. Okay, say like for instance, you see here the food that they cook and everything. So what we do, we offer the food that we cook, we offer to Krishna. Okay, we always think about worshipping and all this. So that means we fully absorbed. Okay, because of his full contribution to spiritual activity, because he's always in activity, right? So example, like the example I said just now, yesterday, whenever that you work, your job that you offer, sacrifice some of your money to, whatever the gain that you have for Krishna, like distributing Bhagavad Gita, giving you Bhagavad Gita, giving them japa mala and all these things. So you are also, what they call, engaging in this spiritual activity. All right, in which the consummation is absolute and all which is offered is to be in the same nature. All right, so that means everything that offered to Krishna and everything is in the same nature. Okay, so like example, the food that I cook by my wife and I'm taking and offering to Krishna. So even that food becomes spiritual as Krishna. All right, which is consummation is absolute, and that which is offered is the same spiritual nature. All are same spiritual nature. So that means, in other words, even though you're living in this material world, but your life becomes very divine, very spiritual in nature, even though that you're dealing with outside people, but your consciousness inside. So what is the reason for the divinity? Is because this divinity can give you unbelievable peace of mind. To create peace of mind and happiness is the biggest business now. Like in Ipoh, now they're building this Sunway Lagoon. Sunway, making a huge thing. Sunway not enough in there, but they're coming here. And they're building all hotels, all latest science theme park and all these things for what? The best person who tap into that is Tony Fernandez. All right. He knows that everybody, almost 90% of people have this thought of happiness. So why not I create airlines which is dirt cheap with a minimum cost? I don't give all this thing facility for them. They just want to fly. They just don't want to get into the plane and eat. So I cut all these rations. You want, you buy. If you don't, it's okay. And because of that, imagine the amount of business that he created. Huge business. So the entertainment business and all this kind of business becoming huge and huge and huge and huge, because everybody wants that. All right. But the problem is it's all external, artificial. It doesn't last. It only can happy for a few seconds or few minutes. Just think about it. In 365 days or in 1 year, how many months you are really happy? Think about it. Okay. Don't talk about it. In 1 month, 30 days, how many days you are really happy? Think about it. All right. You can't think, never mind. In 1 day, how many hours you are really happy? Being happy in this place, it is scarce. It looks like it's impossible, because this place is called Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Dukkha means suffering. In Malay also we call Dukkha. Alaya means place. It is the place to suffer. So, like sometimes also when people start to see, when people are so happy, they laugh, and people start laughing a lot. Like usually my mother, especially my grandmother will tell, hey, you are laughing too much. Right? My aunt, and all, you're laughing too much. You're going to cry. Because it is something not perceivable to see a person very happy. Because it is the nature. So now Krishna is giving away. So that means by doing all this kind of thing, and you fully become your activity, everything dedicate to Krishna. Just to carry on, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you are a teacher, whatever, just carry on with your job. All right. But sacrifice your fruit. Not everything, just a small portion of it to Krishna. And purify it. And that means the whole activity becomes spiritual. So he says, that means it's become a spiritual, you become divine nature. And that is one way of being happy. And after that, it says, but the question is how to do it. How to do it? How am I supposed to do that? Can you guide me? Can I read from the book? No. Krishna says in 34, he says, Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshanaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. So Krishna says, go and approach a spiritual master, spiritual guru. All right? Inquire from him submissively. That means you learn from him very humbly, submissively. Inquire. You have to inquire. You know, there's a religion, Judaism, Torah. You know, Israel, the Judaism. In that Torah, there's, you know, what is the rule in Torah? You should not ask question. Just follow blindly. Asking question in Jew religion is prohibited. But here Krishna says, inquire. Ask question. Why am I suffering? Ask. You have to ask. We cannot simply follow that, like sometimes we see, when I used to ask that question to my mother, my aunt, my grand-aunties, grandmother, aunties, uncles, everybody asked that question. They said, oh, you, according to our culture, you follow this. I say, why? Why I should follow this culture? What is the significance? And my uncle used to say, don't ask question, just follow. When my mother said, no, according to our culture, like, for instance, we born and bred in this Chettiar family, and it's very orthodox. Oh, now, according to this culture, you have to follow this. Ask why. Don't ask. Do this, don't ask. You are not allowed to ask questions. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, inquire. Ask that question. The 4 types of people who attain Krishna, do you all remember? Oh, I think I have not spoken that before. Oh, yeah, I've not spoken that before. Okay, what are the 4 types of people who approach Krishna? One of them is the one who are inquiring. So inquiry is very important. Krishna wants you to ask that question, but ask the right question. All right? Ask the valid question. Ask that question that's going to benefit you. Don't ask on behalf. Ask that question. Why am I not happy? Why things are not good? Work so hard all their life. Get the best education. After get the best education, get the best job, high paying job, 5-figure income, 6-figure bonus. All right? But not happy. The person who didn't study well, didn't do good, not very successful in life. You see them also not happy. Everyone is not happy, right? The parents, after they get their daughter married off, they are not happy seeing the daughter suffering. All right? The girl who trusted the man and get married to him, all right? Not happy. The child that born to the parents, not happy. The teacher that teaches the children, not happy. Everybody is not happy. Right? We've trusted the leader and we voted for the leader, and now the leader is doing something else. Not happy. So we have to ask that inquiry. Why? Everything around me doesn't seem very favorable. Why things around me is not, everything looks miserable. Right? Like the day, one lady and one daughter, a girl was riding on a bike. Suddenly one crazy BMW flew and banged him at the back. And the child died. And the lady is howling. Right? The guy thought, I'm very rich. I'm driving the best car on earth. Killed that person. Now he's taken to the court. I mean, he's in prison. Why? Why everything is wrong? Why I only see suffering, pain, cry, anxiety, scarcity, disease, illness, unfortunate, things are really very unfortunate around. Why? You should ask that question. So secondly, am I doing the right thing or not? Doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result is insanity. Who said that? Albert Einstein, the great scientist, said that. Do the same thing again and again, expecting a different result is insanity. Insanity means like crazy. Do the same thing, expecting something else. Cannot. Crazy. Insanity. So that means we are trying to be sane now. That means I want to know why this thing is happening to me. So Krishna says, inquire. But you must inquire from the right source. So Krishna says, if you want to know the truth, all right, approach a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively. Inquire means inquire very humbly. Not, hey, tell me why. No, not such thing. Very submissively. And after that, Krishna says, when he teaches you, he saves your life. He saves your existence. You saves your this thing. So you have to render service unto him. So inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. All right. Then this is the very interesting part. Upedakshanti te jnanam. So the self-realized soul can impart. The self-realized soul can impart upadesha, can impart the knowledge unto you. Impart means what? He can download the knowledge to you. In other words, in modern term, hey, can you give me something to download? He's going to download the knowledge unto you. It is not something that you can put on your own effort by your scholarship, study and read and everything, become a scholar. No. When the spiritual master says, yes, I'll bless you, you will be enlightened. So, jnaninas tattva darshanaha, because he have seen the truth. So, the self-realized can impart the knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So, approach a person who have seen the truth. Don't get excited to see a person who can simply juggle with word. Life, there's so many gurus in the form, riding a big motorbike and having a gala life, right? 5-star life. Okay. And what is philosophy? Simply juggle with words, play around with words. That's not the thing. So you have to approach a guru, you have to surrender to him, you have to serve him, and he will impart the truth to you. All right. So it's very important. 35. Yajnatvana punarjanmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshani drakshashatmanya mayi. Having obtained the real knowledge, then what happened after you obtain the real knowledge? From a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into this illusion. You will never fall down again into that illusion. What is that illusion? I am who I am. I am this body. I am this. I'm an Indian. I'm a Malay. I'm a Malaysian. I'm a Hindu. I am this. I am. We will never fall into that illusion anymore. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are part of the Supreme. That's why I tell you the story just now about the story about that the two religion, how it's created. Now we understand. So you won't fall into that illusion. Then after that, because by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are part of the Supreme. Every living entities, you see everybody, even the terrorists, even whoever it is, you see there's a spark in him. They are part of Krishna. They are part of that Paramatma. We are Jivatma and he is Paramatma. We are part and parcel. So when we start to see everybody as part of the Lord, will you have hatred? Will you have frustration? You won't. Okay. So, or in other words, they are mine, Krishna says. They are mine. So we have no room to criticize anyone. We have no room to find fault with anyone. All right. Api chedasi papebhya sarvabhya papa krittama sarvam jnana plavenaiva virginyam santarishyasi. It's a very important verse. Okay. Then Krishna says here, even if you are considered to be the most sinful. All right. He's referring to every one of us. Even you can be considered the most sinful. What are the sins that we can think of? The worst sin a person can do is abortion. Abortion is number one sin. All right. That's the worst, terrible sin. Number 2 is killing a Brahmana. Number 3 is killing a cow. All right. This is a top gold medalist, silver medalist, and bronze. So among all is killing a child in the womb. It's a horrible sin. The sin that even continues birth after birth, or even can inherit in your parambara. Horrible sin. So what Krishna says here, okay, in course of life, we might have done it because we are ignorant. We don't know. Situation, kala kattam, something we should have happened. But now Krishna says this very, very, he gives so much of assurance. What he says, even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, apichet asi papebhya. Papa means sin. Papebhya means you supreme sin. Sarvabhya. Among all the sinners, you are the worst. Papa krittamaha. So even if you're considered the most sinful of all the sinners, you are the supreme sinner. You are the king, emperor of sinner. Just say it that way. When you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, or you are in transcendental knowledge, and Krishna says, I'm having a goosebump. you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Plavena, no, the word, where is the word? Where's the word? Plava. Plava means boat. Plavenaiva, the boat of knowledge, right? Boat of transcendentals. So what Krishna says here? You can be the horrible sinner. Maybe not this birth, maybe in your previous birth. Right? Maybe 10 births before. Maybe during the Japanese occupation, who knows, you are the Japanese soldier. You went to the massacre of Nanking. You throw the baby and put into the bayonet. Huh? You should have killed everybody mercilessly. Who knows, right? We don't know. I'm just giving an example. Even in previous, you should have done something like that. Crazy stuff. But Krishna says, if you are situated in this transcendental knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita, all right, you will be able to cross over the ocean of misery. All kind of, because you are suffering today is because all the things that have done before. You can cross over. Right? Why is it? Because Krishna is establishing step by step. Now soon he's going to say, what's the benefit? Okay, anyway. 39. Sradhavai labate jnanam tapara sangyatendriya jnanam labdva parang shantim achire nadi gacchati. Now, a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge. That means what happens if you become faithful in this Bhagavad Gita? And who subdues his sense is eligible to achieve such knowledge. And having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. Krishna himself is declaring it to you. Okay. So this is a faithful man who is dedicated in transcendental knowledge. That means you dedicate yourself. I mean, after this class, you go back and try to read. Until tomorrow, you have all the time, right? Just read the chapter. You just go through it. You have question you can ask and everything, right? You are dedicating. And who subdue his senses. Okay, subdue his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge. You achieve that knowledge. And how to subdue the senses? In following chapter, Krishna is going to say. Because now Krishna is just giving a hint. And later, he's going to explain the thing in detail. How to subdue the senses. And it's the people who are eligible to achieve the knowledge. And those who have achieved it, he quickly says, it's not going to take, it quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. All right. So in Kali Yuga, what are the best ways, how you can start your bhakti? All right. How to set your bhakti? Like example from East Bengal, a Brahmana called Tapan Mishra was confused after reading many Vedic literature. He read a lot of Vedic literature, he confused. And he was wondering what is the conclusion. So he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and asked sincerely, he said, can you please tell me, how can I attain happiness or salvation? All right. I have read everything and I don't know which conclusion to come down. I don't know which to do now. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this mantra. He said in Shastra recommended, Harir Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva Gatir Anyataha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, Kali Yuga means age of quarrel and hypocrisy. You can easily quarrel and people are hypocrite. The only means of deliverance, all right, to deliverance is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Only by chanting. You do not need to do any kind of thing. You do not need to be a vegetarian. You do not need to follow the rules and regulations. Just be who you are. All right? Oh, should I be a vegetarian to do this? Should I give egg? No, don't worry about all that. Carry on with your life. Because that's a strong desire, in-rooted desire. You cannot give it up just like that. Oh, I know a person who say, I love to drink alcohol. Stuffness. In Singapore, I say, I love to, okay, carry on drinking, no problem. But chant Hare Krishna. Today, she have given up everything. How? Right? So he said, that means when a person, that means you have that kind of tendency. When you chant Hare Krishna, you get a higher taste. When you get a higher taste, the mundane taste will go away. Maybe formerly I lived in an estate house, or maybe I lived in a kampung. Now I'm living in a very comfortable house. So once I'm here, can I go back to estate home? Maybe I can go and visit, but I cannot stay. Can I go back to the kampung house where the toilet is outside? Cannot. People now even can't squat because they are so used to sitting. Sitting toilet. They can't even squat. I realized this when I went to one place I need to go. I say, Alama, cannot squat, knee paining. See, example, a terrible example to give. Anyway, I hope you understand. He said, carry on. But what do you do? Just chant Hare Krishna. So that means there's a means of deliverance in chanting the holy name of the Lord. That's only way to chant. There's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. Kalau nasti eva gadir anyataha. There's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. So just from today, what we learn, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita will save you and give you supreme, transcendental, spiritual peace. Right? And chanting Hare Krishna can give you unbelievable contentment, happiness. You feel a kind of happiness. That's the only way that recommended in the Kali Yuga. All right. So that's the only way. That means in the age of cholera, hypocrisy, the one and only way to deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. And there's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. What's the rules and regulation? No rules and regulation. Just chant Hare Krishna. That's it. Right? So that's a commitment, I say, RDC commitment. Read Bhagavad Gita daily. Distribute Bhagavad Gita. If you make some money, if you want to donate some Bhagavad Gita, get a Gita and donate. Right? And chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If possible, try to do 16 rounds. One round is 108. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that, try to do 16. It's only going to take you 1.5 hours of your time. And when, any time, any circumstances, any situation, but don't take the mala to the toilet, that's all. But you go to the toilet, you can simply chant also. If the thing cannot come, oh, Hare Krishna, also can, no problem. No rules and regulation. But go on chanting Hare Krishna. Okay? So with that, you can see a huge transformation. You start to expect something great happening in your life. All right? Exactly 11. So I've already ended my session on chapter 4. So tomorrow is going to be chapter 5. So the chapter 5 is going to be another interesting topic that we're going to discuss. Chapter 5 is Karma Yoga. And now this Karma Yoga is action in Krishna consciousness. How are we going to practice all this what you have learned in practical way, according to Krishna's instruction? Okay? Is there any questions? Any comment? Is this class is heavy? Is it okay? Is it tolerable?
Okay.
Okay. Because yesterday one devotee called me, I don't know, I forgot the name also. I didn't see the name, from Parit Bunta, Nibong Tabal. She said, please talk softly. Please talk slowly. Is it okay, my speed? Okay. Okay. So no question. Okay, if there's no question, what you felt today, did you like the class? Please put a comment in that group, WhatsApp group. So when anyone who sees that comment, they also feel inspired to come and join the class tomorrow. Okay. Not the testimony, not the medicine, but just feel, okay, how you feel, right? How this class is important. What are the things you have learned? So when people read this, like how Sadhguna Mataji yesterday, she sent the message, it inspires. So like that, if you think you're comfortable, just put a little message and just tell them, don't miss the class, because today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday. After that, Saturday, Sunday, no class. We're going to continue Monday, right? So we meet again tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right. Till then, have a beautiful day. Have a blissful and peaceful, wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day. Gauranga.